Welcome to another exciting edition of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And to anybody new to the channel, I'm Papergoy. I sell out of my basement. My living room also. I have 40,000 items listed between eBay and Amazon, and I got a day job, so I'm kind of busy.
I'm Mr. Magazine with 15 employees, a huge warehouse that's at capacity, and 500,000 items online.
Looks like we're celebrating Halloween a little bit early, huh?
Yeah.
So this might give you a little bit of insight into what we deal with over here. So Random Neighborhood Kid helps us out on the channel, and he finds the royalty-free images for the beautiful green screen we have behind us, etc., etc. And I want you to read. You've read my writing enough times throughout the years.
I've attempted to.
What does that say?
Happy face.
Happy face. So I said to him, find a happy face. And in the Random Neighborhood Kids world, that's a happy face.
Okay.
We may need to get him some counseling. So what are we talking about today?
Well, Halloween. Jack-o'-lanterns.
One would think, yes. Unfortunately, because we like to change things up on this channel.
It could be the Kool-Aid kid in the dark. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's actually pretty good. Yeah.
He's got a happy face.
Hey, Kool-Aid. Anyway, today we're listing why do you list what you list when you list. It all has to be listed. Say that 5 times fast.
No, thank you.
So, I guess what brought this up was I was sitting in my living room, and I have to list some stuff.
Yeah.
And you've seen the living room. We shoot the live show every 7:30 p.m. Wednesdays, Eastern Standard Time. Most interactive live show in the reselling category on Wednesdays at 7:30 Eastern. You've seen it, and you see boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, I bought it for one reason. Why did I buy all that stuff?
To sell it.
That is indeed why I bought all that stuff. Yet, I'm sitting there, and I'm saying, I can't find anything to list.
Wow, that's a problem.
And your listers have similar issues where things end up going on the scared pile, and there ends up being things that are there that they trip over trying to find something to list.
Or say they're listing 2 boxes of Hot Wheels, 100 Hot Wheels. It gets to 4 p.m. He's got to punch out. He's got 7 left. Guess what? Those 7 just stay lingering and lingering and lingering. He doesn't want to start a new box where, there's not a box worth of it. I don't know. But, it happens a lot. A lot of leftover stuff.
So, there are some reasons why you want to list certain things at certain times. Obviously, you got a big collection of Christmas ornaments. You're going to want to, generally speaking, going to want to be listing them September, October, especially if they're the newer things. Or you got a whole bunch.
I don't personally, but I get what you're saying.
Or you got it. Well, you actually did do some stuff seasonally. You were holding off on listing some baseball stuff or football stuff until football season started.
Because we have so much baseball stuff, so much basketball stuff, cards, autographs. We're like, why put football up right now? We're not going to get it all on anyway, so let's at least get baseball and basketball on.
Yep, and that's exactly my theory on the Christmas stuff. People do say, and it is correct, Christmas does sell all year round.
Right.
But why list one Christmas item today when I can throw it in a box and list something else, and then come October, I can list 70 Christmas items.
Right.
So I do understand that it all has to get up, but that's the case where you want to do it at a different time.
Right.
Another reason why might be size kind of deals. You've got a limited amount of room to store stuff in your unlisted area, and you've got a big collection coming in that you need to store into there. Yeah. Hey, let's list this because this is big. That'll make a lot of room. Let's list this. That'll make a lot of room. That kind of deal.
That's what we do.
Yeah. So in those cases, I can see where you don't necessarily go assembly line and say, I'm going to start listing this, listing that, listing that. But any other reasons why you can think of why we don't just, grab box 1 and list everything in box 1, grab box 2 and list everything in box 2. And I'm leaving out the fact that, okay, maybe you would be more efficient if you sorted the 10 boxes together and you got all the postcards together, you got all the Hot Wheels. I'm leaving that out. They're just 10 random boxes that there's no rhyme or reason to be able to sort them to make them better. There's just a box of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that was a question?
That was a question.
For me, my employees, sometimes they don't want to list certain things. They're not in the mood for it. Or if, my employee comes in, she's a little under the weather, I'll give her something easy to list. Or, I really don't feel like listing these big boxes all day long, or these posters take forever. I'm not going to get a good production for you, boss. If I list posters, it might be 8 an hour, but I can list 25 comics or magazines an hour. So I tried to once a week or once a month, throw something in like, hey, let's just get these on. Or I'll say like, let's see how these sell. I got 1,000 newspapers. Let's list them all day long. See how they sell.
That's a really good point.
And then we'll list more if we do well with them.
You actually somehow or other made 2 good points there. I don't know how that happened.
And I was frozen for a second too. Nice.
I don't know how that ended up happening. And I know that the auction professor, friend of the channel, talks all the time about saving items up and then hammering a category. That let's say you've got 1,000 of an item. I know he used it with buttons. You sit there and you list 400 of them, and then you list 50 a time to keep them going along pretty well. But he also does a lot of research into stuff. I guess our problem is, and it is a fault of ours, we don't do nearly the research that you should. But I think a lot of times it's because of the prices that we're paying on stuff.
Yeah.
If, like those bonsai magazines, for example, that you bring up all the time.
Right.
Person brought them in.
I brought them up 2 times, but go ahead.
They brought them in. The price was absolutely right. What research do you need to do on them?
Right.
You paid pennies for them.
Right.
But, and I think this is the same fear you have that I have. You sit there and you list 1,000 bonsai magazines, and none sell. They will eventually, but none sell. And meanwhile, while you're listing 1,000 bonsai magazines, you're not driving traffic to toys. You're not driving traffic to sports cars. You're not driving traffic to all these other things. And so I think that's one fear of ours. Another fear or another reason why you may want to mix up what you're listing is, let's say that you listed those 1,000 bonsai magazines. What's your cash flow going to look like in general for the next several days? Long term, your cash flow will end up working out the same because you're going to end up selling them all.
We won't have many short-term sales.
Right.
Not that I paid a lot, but I'm taking an employee off something. Say he's listing, monster magazines, and he's selling 7 a day at $20. Well, those are all going to be gone because now he's taking time to put slow-selling bonsai, which I don't have a lot of money into. But now less monster mags will sell, and not many bonsai will sell.
Right. Yep. So it'll interrupt your cash flow a little bit if you just go box by box by box, depending on what's inside of that box.
Yeah.
And another problem is all things do not list equally. I'm going to get that on a T-shirt sometime.
Yeah.
That if you've got a pile of good magazines, but you've got to go through them page by page this and that, and yes, you're getting $100, $150 a magazine out of them, but you've got all this time into them, and you spend a week listing those, you might have 60 items up at the end of the week for somebody like me, or 40 items up because I'm trying to do it around the day job, everything else.
Yeah.
I might have 40 items up, whereas if I mixed it up a little and I listed that one day and then the next day I grabbed some comic books that are quick listing, you still can end up hitting your target of whatever your listing target is. Say you're trying to list 100 items a week.
Right.
Hey, if I'm never going to hit 100 items a week if I'm listing these magazines that I got to go through page by page. Not if I want to sleep and eat.
Yeah, right.
So you got to mix it up for there as well. But I think the number one reason why, for me personally, as a small seller doing it out of my house, is you just get bored listing the same thing day after day after day after day.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of money in, if I went out and I invested some money in, well, right now sports cars are hot, but I wait till they cool down some, and I go in and invest some money and I buy a complete run of 1960s sets, let's say. I could long term make a lot of money listing card by card by card by card. I could do very, very well breaking those up and listing each card separately.
Yeah.
By the time I get to 1962 card number 274, I'm not going to be real happy about scanning cards. I'm not going to be real happy about listing cards, and it's easy work.
Yeah.
271. Who would be in 1962 tops? Richie Allen.
There you go.
I don't know if he'd be in 62 or not. Probably not. Probably too early.
Torre.
There you go. Perfect. 19. Card 262. Oh, my Ed Armbruster. Hey, and you go on and on and on from there.
Yeah.
It gets tedious. It absolutely gets tedious. And yes, it all does have to be listed, but a trick that I end up using as a one-man band on these things is about once a month, once every 2 months, I just tell myself I've got a full day, it's a weekend day or it's a holiday, today is going to be a terrible day of listing. I'm going to list that stuff that I just do not want to list, just a tedious pile of stuff, but I'm going to end up getting payouts years down the line. I remember I bought a good run of, now I'm drawing a blank, not Fangoria. What's the other magazine? It's
Starlog?
Yeah, how did you know that?
Because I have about 1,000 of them.
In fact, it was a Starlog run. And I listed them on Amazon, so the listing was pretty quick. But I think I put in 3 hours of just listing item after item after item on those. And it was tedious, and I probably saw one every 3 months.
Yeah.
And in the long run, because I paid absolutely right on them, I will do very, very well with it.
Yeah.
In the short run, I say, why didn't I just sell them together as a lot?
That is true, yeah. But yeah, for my employees, they all have their scared piles, and I wait till every Friday the 13th. I say, guess what? Scared pile day.
Oh, see, I like how you tied that back into that.
Yeah. Scared pile day.
Let me ask you one.
You know what to expect.
Let me ask you one quick question as to why I did not sell the Starlog in a lot, and it's a practical reason why I did
Leaving
not.
a lot of money on the table, or you paid? Not that you paid a lot.
No, I paid almost nothing for them. I stole them.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Shipping. Because I try to do things the right way, and I know a lot of people would have listed the Starlog lot on there and then would immediately mail them out.
Right.
And I don't do that. I would have prioritied them out, and I would have lost lots and lots of money on the shipping.
Yeah.
Competing against people that will sit there and do the
and
medium
overseas, they'd want you to surface mail them.
mail. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. So hopefully that helps you a little bit into the psyche of listing and how, yes, sometimes the best, most efficient way is not the way to go. Yes, again, breaking up the card set, listing card after card after card, will long-term net you the best results and will long-term do this. It will also drive you absolutely bonkers. And part of the problem is you will completely, and this ties into a live show we did a while ago, you will lose the passion for listing, and you have to have the passion.
Yeah.
And if day after day you make your employees list things they absolutely hate, they're going to dread coming to work, you're going to dread coming to work, you're going to find reasons not to list stuff.
Right.
And guess what? It becomes a chore, it becomes a job, you don't do so well at it, and it doesn't end up getting done because, I know I've got that pile on the list, but let's see what news story is on. Let me see. Oh, let me watch this video. And you keep finding reasons to not do it. So, yes, in the end, it all has to get listed, but it doesn't necessarily have to get listed in order. So list it the way that you find best for yourself to get the most listed. And it may not be the most efficient way, but at the end of the day, if the items are listed, that's what really counts. So do comment down below on what listing strategies that you end up using. Do hit the like button if you could. Do subscribe if you haven't already. And why do you list what you list when you list? It all has to be listed. And I'm going to get that on a t-shirt, but it's going to have to go around to the back.
That's all right.
We'll see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.